Hi there, my name's Louise, and it's my absolute pleasure to talk you through how you could build a home-based business with our company. Before I get started, I'll just introduce myself and let you know a little bit about how I got started. So my background prior to Forever was that I worked in restaurants for over 15 years. I managed many different restaurants around the UK. I also went over to live in the island of Mallorca and had a restaurant there of my own. And then when I came back to the UK from there, I was the manager for Michelin star chef Raymond Blanc. So fantastic, fantastic jobs within catering. Anybody that's listening that has a background in any way in catering will know as well that comes with very, very long hours, weekends. You know, if somebody calls in sick, it's your job to step in. So the last job that I was the landlady of a pub in Richmond in London, and I was actually pregnant at the time. So when my daughter was born, she was born in Kingston Hospital in London, and when she was born, she came home to the pub, and it all just became exhausting. I was working lots and lots of hours, and it just didn't suit being a mum and having a baby as well. Whether I liked it or not, if I was going to bed at 2 a.m, she was still up at 7. So something had to give. I had plenty of income, so I had an actual side business alongside running the pub, and that was with vodka shots, so girls selling vodka shots in nightclubs around London and the surrounding counties. So I was really, really, really busy, and like I said, I was earning good money, but I had no time whatsoever. And juggling all of this was just really, really, really challenging, we'll say, once I'd had Molly. So I was always kind of looking for something which had a better time life balance. But it seemed to be that, if you own your own business, it's a catch-22 really. Because I'd had my own businesses in the past, I always knew that realistically I'd be giving all of my time, and that typically the business would own you, because when you're trying to take a break or whatever, it's very much dependent on the staff being in place, etc. So I was a bit wary of traditional business. And then lucky for me, my best friend introduced me to Forever Living. And that was 8 years ago with the products. And then I've been involved in the business for 5.5 years myself now. So 8 years ago, she said to me, try some of these wonderful products. And I absolutely loved the weight management products. My mum also really loved drinking the aloe. It was really good for her joints. So as a family, we were using the products. And it wasn't really until about 2.5 years later that my friend invited me to go on a trip that she'd won with the company. She'd qualified for a trip to Sardinia and invited me to go as her plus one. Of course, I jumped at the chance. And it was when I went on that trip that I realized that there was so much more to the business than just selling products. Now, don't get me wrong, you could be listening tonight or today, and you're just looking for a little bit of extra income by recommending some products, which is absolutely great. But I really could see a way out of having to work all the hours that I was doing and try and be a mum at the same time. So for me, I was very motivated by the bigger picture, the big business behind the products. But whatever it is you're listening in for is completely dependent on you, and we work out a plan to suit you. So it could be that you're listening because you'd like some extra income. Maybe there's just not enough money left at the end of the month. Maybe it's lifestyle. Maybe, some extra money would help with, maybe a family meal, taking the kids out for days out over the holidays, etc. Maybe saving up for a holiday. It could be a pension. So you could be at the latter stage of your career and looking to retire, but retirement's still a way off. Forever can really help with this because we earn what's called a passive income. So it's really helpful for people that want to kind of step back from their jobs, but still earn a really nice income. It could be time. So that was my big key factor there. Time was the one thing I just did not have. It also could be recognition. Now, I didn't know I wanted recognition when I joined because like most of my life, I've been self-employed. You don't really give yourself a pat on the back when you're self-employed. So for me, the recognition and appreciation with this company is just amazing. And I absolutely love it now. Now I've got used to it. So career satisfaction, maybe, you're just not appreciated in your day job. It could be travel. I'm going to speak later about some travel options that we have with our business. It could be for better health. Again, that might be that you just want to avoid spending a couple of hours in the car, commuting to work, etc. And then personal development. So whether we like it or not, we go on a really lovely personal development journey with this business. And again, it's very much about us helping you. So we help you. It's I call it a hand-holding business. So we help you every step of the way. So who are Forever? So we were founded in America. That's our company's home office there in Arizona. We're privately owned. This is really, really unique that we're privately owned. We have no shareholders. We are cash rich and debt free. So every country that we start our business in, we go into that country, we buy a head office for cash. We don't borrow money off the banks to set up our business. So we are incredibly financially secure. We've been successfully trading for 40 years, and I was really lucky to be in Dallas in April of this year, 2018, to celebrate the 40th birthday party, which was absolutely amazing. We had a huge party at South Fork Ranch. Maybe some of you listening might have heard of South Fork. It was actually where they filmed the Dallas TV show from, and Forever actually own that. So they also own some income generating properties as well, such as South Fork, and some African safari ranches as well. We're a multi-billion-dollar company. We have an ongoing global expansion plans. So we're in 160 countries now, but you can actually build in all of those countries, but we always have global expansion plans to go into new places as well. And we have an experienced senior management team, which most of them have been with us from day one. So they really understand our requirements as business owners and are there to help us. So this is the head office in the UK. Now, you may be listening from Spain or wherever, but I'll just speak to you today in pounds, and I just talked to you about the UK version. But we were founded in the UK in 1993, so we've been around about 26 years. This is our lovely head office building. I actually live about 25 minutes drive away from head office, so I'm there a lot. You can actually go in, you can use the conference rooms, the meeting rooms. We have a weekly business presentation there as well on a Wednesday night. And there's an open door policy. You just wander in, you can chat to Bob Parker, our managing director. Everybody's super friendly and there to help us. In the UK, we have sales of over 70 million. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, but later on when I talk to you about the figures and the marketplaces, just remember that's 70 million because we're barely scratching the surface in the health and wellness and nutrition marketplace. So we have award-winning training and support. So, the business has been going for 40 years, so we know exactly how to help new business owners get started. We're also members of the Direct Selling Association, which is incredibly important because they govern and regulate what we do. So everything we do is incredibly legal and above board, and we run within their guidelines as well. So why have we enjoyed 40 years of success? Well, we have an outstanding product range. We have around 250 different products. You may have, prior to listening to this, you may have only heard of one or two of our products, but we have a massive range of lots of different products. We have a rapidly growing marketplace. It doesn't slow down. Health and nutrition. People are living longer. People need to look after themselves. People are looking for supplements. People are looking for natural alternatives to products that they already use. And we have an exceptional proven business model. So why would you drink Forever's aloe vera? Why would you use Forever's aloe products? Well, we are the #1 grower and producer of aloe vera based products. Now, what that actually equates to is we own around 7,000 acres of plantations of aloe vera plants in Arizona, Mexico, and in Dominican Republic. And so we own those plants and we harvest them, we hand harvest them, and we turn them into products. We own every stage of the farming process. We have goats, we have sheep and cattle roam the fields, which helps with weed control and provide a natural fertilizer. So we are all about doing everything as natural as nature intended. Like I said, it's hand harvested. So we don't go down the aloe plants with machinery and chop the aloe. We hand chop the plant and we remove very carefully the inner leaf gel. Now, the reason why we do that is because the inner leaf gel is the part with the nutrition, and we only use that in our products. We have superior quality products, and they're all GM free as well. Now, this does depend on country to country. In the UK, we have a 60-day money-back guarantee. So what that means is I can say, for example, a bottle of aloe, I can say to my client, take 2 bottles, try the aloe, and if you're satisfied, then that's fantastic. But if there's for any reason you're not happy with the product, then they have a 60-day money back guarantee. So they can just return that to me empty, and they can get a refund, and that is underpinned by the company. So that doesn't leave me as a business owner out of pocket. Some other countries do 30-day money back guarantee. It just depends on their direct selling association, etc., and the guidelines that they follow. But 30 to 60 days is standard across the globe. You can see along the bottom we have the leaping bunny symbol. So that means that we do not test on animals. We never will. And that's incredibly important that we don't. But it's also great to know that you can use the products on animals. So dogs can drink the aloe. I have a huge amount of people in my team that came into the business through the equine world. So they give the aloe to their horses. And actually, if you've ever looked at a veterinary coat of arms, there's a Pegasus, and on the shield, there's actually an aloe plant. So it's been known to help animals for centuries. So along the bottom there, we have the Aloe Science Council. So they actually come in and regulate, again, the quality of our aloe. So they test us every year to check that it is as good as we say it is. And we have kosher and halal rating as well there. So I mentioned that we have a wide marketplace. So we do vitamins and supplements. We have skincare in our range. We have weight management products, which I absolutely love, and sports and nutrition. And as a business owner, you can recommend all of those products, all of those different ranges, or it may just be that you're interested in one particular area. So one of my ladies in my team, she literally just will retail the drinking gels and the RG Sports product. So she's really homed in on just sports products. You know, it's completely up to you what you want to do. Some people will just do weight management. Some people will do animal care. Like I said, I have an equestrian team. But actually, you know, it's down to you on what. I kind of dip into every marketplace and have a variation of clients. Now, I mentioned the size of the marketplaces, and you can see here on the screen the size of these areas, and this is just in the UK. So this is the UK figures. We've got vitamins and supplements, £414 million in the UK. We also have skincare, 2.2 billion. And you can read the other ones there for yourself, but you'll see how our 70 million is really, really just barely scratching the surface. Okay, so how do we distribute our products? So you won't see our products in shops. So we don't supply to shops, and we don't own shops. And that's because shops have high investment. You've got to buy stock, pay staff, there's no support, long hours, and it's impersonal. So you wouldn't get the help that the help and advice that we like to give as a private business owner. So we actually work with something called team marketing. So this is low investment. We don't carry stock. That's really important. We're not asking you to buy a load of stock. You literally only purchase stock as and when your customer has bought it. So you're not asked to hold stock at all. You don't have to employ any staff. You get full support and training, flexible hours. You know, some people will work this business at 10 o'clock at night. Some people will work this business at 5 o'clock in the morning. Some people will work this business like I do through school hours. So my daughter now, I've been in the business for 18 months. I work the business fully around the school hours. So the benefits of Forever Team Marketing. So it is a global business opportunity. You can build your business in absolutely any country. So like I said, I've been in the business 5.5 years. I've got a team in Dubai, Australia, America, Ireland, Sweden, Mexico. The list is about 32 different countries. Some of these countries I've never even been to, but because somebody I know has then recruited somebody in another country, I then get paid commission. And that means that you can retail and recruit globally from day one. It is an uncapped and willable income. Now, this was incredibly important to me because if you remember back to my story, I had my own business, but I also had my own pub. So I was doing 2 full-time roles to pay me the top figure income of earnings that I wanted, that I enjoyed living on. So for this, with Forever, I can just do one business, and it means that I choose how much I earn. I choose my hours, so I literally dictate how much I want to earn. So I actually worked the business part-time for around 10 hours a week when I first got started. And then when my income had matched what I was earning before, then I now work the business full-time. But business full-time for me is around the school hours, and then I can be really flexible over the holidays as well. And so the uncapped part for me is key, because it just means I don't have to juggle lots of jobs. I've been able to double what I used to earn now at this point. So it's a willable income. This, again, I'd never heard of this, and this for me was amazing, because obviously I've mentioned that I have a daughter. Now, the way that the will side of the business works is that if anything happens to me, my income goes to my partner, Phil. Now, if anything happens to the two of us, then what happens is my income will go to my sister. My sister will then bring up our daughter until she is 18 years old. And at 18 years old, she will inherit my business. Now, this kind of legacy income, like I said, I've never heard of it before, but it was so appealing to me, obviously being a mum, because I thought, you know what, even if I can only find 5 hours part-time, wouldn't it be worth putting that 5 hours in, switching the TV off for 5 hours a week to be able to build a future legacy income for Molly? So for me, that willable income was just a game changer for me. So full training and support. I'm there to help with every step of the way, but we have online trainings, we have trainings at head office, we have loads and loads of things available to you. It's a proven business model. You haven't got to go away and rewrite the wheel. It's really important that it's so simple, so that if you're listening and you're working a 60-hour week like I was, you will still be able to build a business, a big business, working very part-time in the snippets of time that you have throughout the day. Our business really is just talking to people, so it can be done in little pockets of time. So you decide your goals. What I do is I would sit with the person joining me, and I would design a business plan that suits them, the hours that they can put into it and how much they want to earn. We have incredible incentives. We have something called Chairman's Bonus, which is a share of the company profits, which I'll show you in a moment as well. You can also qualify for a car, and we have 2 global trips that you can qualify for per year. So there is plenty of recognition. There are plenty of rewards, and we always do everything with tons of fun. So what is it we actually do? So this is where now, if you're listening in and you just want to earn £200 to £400, this would be the area for you. So you would become what we call a product promoter. A product promoter will just look after around 20 clients. That 20 clients would earn you the £400 per month. So if you really only have maybe 5 hours per week to dedicate, or maybe you don't even have 5 hours, but you're out and about, you're chatting to people on the go, then this would be a suitable income for you, because it's literally just chatting to people. Often people are moaning about their health. You'd say, well, great, I might have a product for that. Would you like to try it? There's a 60-day money-back guarantee. It really is as basic as that. So we would help you find your customers and build that client list. What I love about Forever is because it is a consumable product, and most of it for health, if somebody is drinking the aloe, they're going to keep drinking it every single week, every single month. So it is a consumable product that people will buy from you every month, which means that you don't need to go and find hundreds of customers, different ones every month. So when I joined in 2013, I built my customer base up to that £400 income. And what I did then is I just looked after those people. And as the years have gone on, I've introduced the same people to more product, bearing in mind we all use deodorant, we all use tooth gel. So for me to then introduce those kind of products to my clients, they now spend more per head, which means I haven't had to go and find new customers as well. So if you're looking to earn more like £600 to £2,000, we would create you a position of a business leader. So we would build you up a small team, maybe 10 to 15 people in your team. Now, you wouldn't have had to have found 10 to 15 people. it's more about you would find 2 or 3 and then they find people as well. And the company pay you on the volume of the sales. It's really important to remember that you don't take any money away from your team members. So you don't recruit somebody and earn money from them. The company pay you the commission. The company pay you the thank you very much for introducing them to the business. So everything comes from the company. So if we're looking to earn 600 to 2,000, then we become a business leader. And that is somebody, again, like I said, we would look for around 5 key people in your team if you wanted to get to the 2,000, because that would be 5 people within your team that are looking to also earn that bigger income. So if you're looking for a bigger income, now this is where I walked in, because I knew I wanted to replace my other 2 incomes. So I wanted to become a business developer from day one. And you can do that if you're coming along to this and you've got some hours to put into it. Bearing in mind, I only had about 10 myself, but I got to work in those 10 hours. Then we can go for what's called a business developer role. So this is where you're going to coach and develop other business leaders within your team and create independent business owners. Now, they can be in any country whatsoever as well. So I mentioned the chairman's bonus. So this is just some examples of the checks. They're these nice, big, massive checks. I've been fortunate enough to have qualified for 2 of these, and the company actually fly you to a lovely destination to collect your check with a friend. So my first check I collected in Singapore, and my second check I collected in South Africa. Both incredible, incredible experiences. We went on a safari. In Singapore, we stayed in the, what's it called? I was going to say the Moon Palace, but that's where we stayed in Cancun, and the Marina Bay Sands in Singapore. So we've been to Cancun, we've been to Singapore, South Africa, Dubai, Mexico. We went to London for one of our rallies, and we've also been to Dallas back in April as well. So, you know, these amazing trips, and the trips aren't just for the top 20 people in the company, for example. These are for absolutely everybody that qualifies. So you can qualify for these trips in your first year, and also with these trips, as many people that qualify go. So, for example, in Dallas, there was about 15,000 of us. In South Africa the year before, there was about 12,000 of us. So these are, like I said, a lot of fun. Okay, so we have a program called Forever to Drive. It's called that because most people use the money to put towards a car, because you get paid a car allowance, so to speak, every month for 3 years once you qualify. So I qualified for this in month 10 in my business, but I didn't need a car. So I actually just, you know, the money just topped up my holiday funds or whatever. So you don't have to buy a car. You can earn up to £6,300 per year for that. So the global travel is to exotic locations. Exotic, no, because of London. Exciting locations, and nothing but the best luxury hotels with spending money. So we have great sales and marketing tools. We have high quality training. We have experts coming in to train us as well. So one of my favorites is Patrick Holford, a nutritionist. He comes and does talks at our head office, and I've been on the course so many times. I love it. We also have international trainings. So wherever you're listening to this from, we can hook you up with some trainings. And, you know, it says that you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And that is really key. You know, I had no idea about health and nutrition when I started with this company, but I wasn't by myself. I was being looked after. So my best friend was looking after me, but she was being looked after by the people who had been in the business longer than her. And that's how it kind of works. Everybody looks out for each other, and, you know, working together, we can work in coffee shops, etc. It doesn't all have to be kind of self-employed and lonely, which is what one of my previous roles was, very lonely, working from home by myself, whereas this is very much about getting everybody to work together and having lots of fun. So at this point, sounds too good to be true. Now, everything I've said sounds amazing. You know, I was able to give up my jobs within 18 months. I have created a life that I absolutely love. My family life is completely different. You know, Molly doesn't have to go to after school clubs. You know, she does one because she loves art, but she doesn't have to go. I could easily pick her up at 3:00. She doesn't have to go to holiday clubs, which for me, that's been completely life-changing, because the alternative would have been me still in restaurants, and there'd be no chance of that. So she would have been still in full-time childcare, which is what she was until I was 18 months into this business. So for me personally, I can tell a story, and it really does sound too good to be true. What I want you to remember at this point really is it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. As much as it's a very simple business model, it's a lot of fun, there's a lot to be achieved. It is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Everything takes time and effort. You have to take your business seriously. You have to be open to learning the new training models. You know, for me to send you trainings, or the person that's bringing you into the business to send you training material, you need to really learn as much as you can as quickly as possible. The great thing with this business, though, is that you earn money while you're learning. So especially because of that 60-day money back guarantee, I was able to recommend the products very, very quickly and just say to people, just try it, you know, try it for yourself. So we need to touch our business every day. So if you're going to do 10 hours a day, we would encourage you to do at least an hour per day, just so you don't lose the momentum of speaking to people, etc. Embrace change, you know, commit and achieve your goals. So we work a lot on goal setting and working out what it is that you want to achieve. So the next step, so it says here, life is all about choices. The choices you make today will determine your future. Now, I kind of think, you know, like I said before, if we've just got a few hours to put into this business, you know, get started with the products. That's everybody starts at the beginning. Certainly, you might actually be listening to this thinking, you know, it's just not for me. And you know what? That's completely fine too. Why don't you try the products? Because the products are fantastic. That's absolutely fine. Now, it might be that you're listening, you're a maybe. So if it's a maybe, then please, whoever sent you this video, so I may have sent it to you myself, but maybe one of my team has sent it to you, get back in touch with that person, or myself. I don't mind answering any questions, but get back in touch with the person that's sent you this video, and they can answer as many questions as you have. Lots of people have lots of different questions, you know, just go ahead and ask, get it all answered. Or it might be that you're just absolutely raring to go, and you are, you know, for whatever reason, you're really excited to get going and change something in your life. If that's the case, then again, myself or the person who added you, has sent you this video, can actually send you an online form to get you started and get you registered. And that's globally as well. So wherever you are in the world, we can get you set up. So I do hope that you've enjoyed this presentation, and I do hope to be working with you soon. Thank you.